up, guys? Today we're filming another figure review. It's the first one in a while. I got a little busy and just didn't want to review figures with all the busyness. But today I have Studio Series 109 Megatron based off the concept art from Bumblebee. And comes with this nice little, already dropped it. But he comes with this nice little whatever from the packaging. It's like a little background. So we'll be using that for most of the video. And yeah, I don't really collect a lot of Studio Series. This is a brand new venture I have gone on, and I am not all that disappointed. I think he looks great. A lot of moving pieces here. A lot of nice paint applications here. You can see the shining of the metal off the light. Even though it's not metal, it looks very close to it. Yeah, just a lot of holes, a lot of, nice little joints, a lot of details. I think it's great. I've always been a fan of Transformers, and I've wanted to get into this Studio Series. I just didn't know where to start, and picking up this guy at Target felt like a good way to get started. So here he is. Oh, almost fell there. Back up. Forgive the garage stuff behind, but here he is, standing straight up. Very nice, very proper. Here's him next to Marvel Legend Cable. It's also a nice little figure I picked up recently. My big issue with the Studio Series is that this doesn't feel right. I get that these are a lot more complex figures compared to, of course, Cable here, who's just a man. But I would like it to be like a little taller, maybe like the size of a McFarlane, at least. Another comparison we have here is SH Figure Arts Tom Holland. SH Figure Arts run usually a little bit smaller than the standard 1/12 figure, and with Tom Holland, Spider-Man, you're definitely going to see that Megatron does kind of tower over him. And I will admit, this Marvel Legend, I believe, is a little bit taller than other Marvel Legends, so could probably be a part of the discrepancy here. But yeah, here's some size comparisons. Let's get into our 5 points. Yep, we're back at it. I'm going to put them right here, right there. All right, let's get into accessories. For accessories, this is it. All you got is this gun here that goes on this arm. That's it. It's a little disappointing for my first ever Studio Series experience, but don't need extra hands because these don't come off, and these are posable. So these first three stay together. Unfortunate. I wanted to make them, stick with the bird, but can't do that. So these first three stick together, make them, you can clench them up, make it a fist, or make it a grabbing thing, make it straight out, whatever. And then this index finger here, it is completely posable by itself. This thumb isn't posable at all, but whatever. But yeah, no accessories, just this one here. So it's gonna be pretty low on the score. But then again, I don't really know what you could give Megatron. Maybe like a box or Energon. I don't know if that's was in the Bumblebee movie. I didn't watch it, unfortunately. Maybe I will eventually. But yeah, just I don't know what you could give him. Maybe for an accessory, you can count the fact that this guy here came with this. He comes with 2 transformations. Kind of very complex here. This is for the jet. There's a nice picture of it there. But then on the other side of this large paper, there goes, nice little scroll. Yep. He can become a tank, which I've always been a big fan of Megatron being the tank rather than the jet. But the fact that they give you the option for both, and they're both of varying difficulties, I think that's nice. So for today, we'll count that as an accessory. The fact that you can transform into 2, just to throw the Studio Series bone. Next, we're on to looks. This guy looks great. That's all I gotta say. Looks great. Caught my eye down the aisle. I like these red parts. These red parts really stick out. They're nice. They're sweet. That face mold is great. Very reminiscent of the early Michael Bay Megatron. The back here, not a lot going on back here. A lot of these holes and stuff, but can't really judge this too much because you're gonna be playing with this side, you know. And this side's obviously for all the transformations. I wouldn't want them to put all the nice paint that you have right here because I wouldn't want it to scratch up, of course. Yeah, no, looks great. Very menacing. Megatron's not on the more colorful side when it comes to Transformers characters. You have Bumblebee, who's bright yellow, of course, and then you have Optimus Prime being the bright red and the bright blue. Yeah, you're not getting that with this guy. He's evil. He's evil. I just wish, if anything, the Decepticon logo here was a bright purple. I think that would make it nice and stick out. Maybe this color right here would stick out also. I know the Autobots are red, but it's concept art. Who cares? Next point, articulation. With the figure like this being able to transform to 2 different ways, how can you not expect good articulation? This figure has it. These joints are nice and buttery, nice and smooth, because they want, you know, nice smooth transformation. You see here, you can get to a nice kneeling pose. I see myself struggling with some of the Marvel Legends to get them to a nice pose like this, nice and flat and even. I think the size and, again, all these nice little hinges and joints that you got going on really do help with that. Look, his leg can pop out like that. Obviously for the transformation, but it really helps with articulation in general. The arms, great. Have a nice bicep swivel, goes all the way around. And then you have, you know, a forearm swivel here, which I think really adds a lot to this character. Helps you get a lot of different poses. Shoulders move nice. The head has nice tilt up, tilt down. The tilt down does a little bit silly if you put it from the side because this whole part pops up. Again, for the transformation. But yeah, my big issue with the articulation though is that when you bend this arm, the gun does really seem to stick out a little bit more. But yeah, that's not a problem. Not at all. You just usually make it flush, and overall I think articulation is great. I expected a lot worse from a Transformer figure because they're bigger, there's a lot more moving pieces, there's a lot of stuff going on, but yeah, this is nice. No ab crunch, but you know, the legs more than make up for it. And then you can do like this, like a little squatting pose, and he's looking up a little bit. It's like, where are you, Prime? Yeah. Looks great. Great articulation. Another thing too, before we move on to price, I'm going to transform this guy into the tank real quick. It'll probably take me a while reading the instructions, just so you can get a nice look at that. Okay, so the transforming took a lot longer than I thought it would. Here's how the tank looks. To be honest, I don't really like it. I think it's fine, but yeah, I don't know. I think the head being exposed right here is a little strange. From Transformers I grew up with, I'm used to them being completely tucked in, and like you look underneath and then you see like the body and all that stuff. But I guess for a smaller one, I used to get like the huge ones as a kid, but I guess for a smaller one, this is pretty nice. But for me, I think it's just fine. Yeah, that was a pretty difficult little build there. I could not follow the instructions because, as you see here, we get here and it's like, what do you want me to do? I was so lost with how dark this appears. It might be showing up better on camera, but in person I cannot see what is being highlighted because of the dark purple. Yeah, I just didn't get it, but I looked up a nice video, and I'll put the link in the description. If you have this figure yourself, there'll be a nice image of the thumbnail right here. Thank you very much to the channel I watched. I forgot the name already, unfortunately. It is around 2 a.m. where I'm at. So, yeah, we'll go into price. This guy cost $50 at Target. When I took it up to the register, self-checkout, I scanned it, and it rung up $54.99. They're $5 cheaper if you look them up on the app. Do I think $50 is justified? No. I can get just as much fun from this cable here. Very nice guy, very cool accessories, blah blah blah. $25.99. These being $55 is a little rough. I think to charge $55, the height needs to be bigger. I think the transformations need to look a little bit more glorious, so like no exposed whatever this is here. Maybe the jet isn't as exposed as it's more steps, but you know, just as of right now, from the robot to here, do I think it's worth $50? I would personally say no, but this is the best I can get. They do have a smaller version, about like it looked like a 4-inch line of the Studio Series. That is a lot more affordable. It's half the price, and it does look like it comes with less stuff, and the stuff is even smaller than already the size of this. I mean, this is the size of my hand. I think I have a pretty average size hand for a male, but yeah, I don't know. This just feels tiny to me. Yeah, let's use Tom again. But yeah, him next to it, I don't know. I don't know if that's exactly worth $50, but I don't know. This is my first Studio Series. I don't know what to expect with a lot of these. I don't know if I'm expecting too much, if I'm expecting too little. I just go off of what I grew up with, and I have an Ironhide figure from when Dark of the Moon came out, and it is a nice sizable truck that is bigger than this. And I assure you that one costs $50, but it's almost a foot tall. It's huge, right? So, I don't know. Figures like this, very nice, very detailed, very cool, but 50, I don't know if I'm asking too much for 50. Any Studio Series collectors in the comments want to argue with me about the price and saying, no, it's actually a good price, feel free at it. Just from what I know and what I collect, I don't think this is worth 50. Okay, after struggling to untransform him, which I didn't need the help of a video to do, I shall say, just retrace my steps, but yeah, it was a bit of a struggle to untransform him, but we're coming up to our last point, which is fun. F-U-N. Do I think this figure's fun? Yeah, for my first Studio Series, I think it's fun. I think there's quite a bit to do with it. I think with other Transformers, it'll look great. Will I be buying other Transformers from the Studio Series? Probably, if I can get them for a nice price. This guy was, again, $50. I got him $5 off technically, but you know, again, I think it's just a little much. But feel free to argue. I feel like, you know, an Optimus Prime with his axe and with a cannon and with a hitch or something, like the wings from, you know, the Michael Bay movies, I think that might be worth 50 or more. This guy specifically, great applications here. Looks great mold, but just not a lot going on other than the two transformations, which the first one that I did didn't look the best. So fun, plenty of fun here. I can see this looking great with other movie Transformers. The cannon's nice and large. The figure is sizable, so you can take some nice photos of it without, you know, losing anything in a frame. As you see here, we can capture almost the entirety of them in our ISO camera, where it feels bigger. I think it's a very fun figure, and yeah, we'll tally up his score right now. And with the final tallied up score for Megatron, it comes out to a 0.2 in accessories, a 1 in looks, a 1 in articulation, a 0.5 in price, and a 0.8 in fun. That gives us a total of 3.5. Overall, a very middle of the line experience for my first studio series. Again, I might be biased, I don't know what to expect. I collect a lot of Mayfex, collect a lot of Rebel Tech, a lot of cssfigures, a lot of Marvel Legends. They all have a lot of accessories, they all have a lot of stuff going on with them. And obviously these guys are a different ballpark. They are Transformers. They are something else entirely. So I don't want, if my review came off as harsh, I didn't mean that. I think this figure is great. I am very happy having the collection. I do kind of like that I can scale with figures like this, so we can make them fight and battle. Will look nice in some upcoming stop motion projects. But yeah, I think figures like this might become a staple in my collection. Might become something I seek out and try and grow. But as of right now, Studio Series Megatron, only major Transformer I have from the Studio Series line. And I think he's fine. Just fine. So, nice 3.5 for Megatron today. Thank you for watching. There'll be some photos at the end here. Please consider supporting now our TikTok and our Instagram. And by our, I mean mine. But yeah, thank you again for watching. I hope this was informative as a novice when it comes to Studio Series. And I'll catch you in the next video.